Okay, I'm Ethan, and I have terrible stage fright. But no, I'm reading from Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, first published 1932, I believe. And it's a pretty crazy book. It's about a dystopian future. Aldous Huxley was way ahead of his time, and that's probably one of the reasons he got banned, not to mention religious views and drug use and all sorts of other stuff in here. Great book. It got introduced to me our freshman year of college, and it sort of changed the way I view the world and stuff like that. So if you haven't read it, check it out. I'm reading towards the end, chapter 17. It's my favorite part, so here we go. We're starting with the savage. He's talking first. Didn't you think there is no God? No, I think there quite possibly is one. Then why? Mustafa Maud checked him. But he manifests himself in different ways to different men. In pre-modern times, he manifests himself as the being that's described in these books. Now, how does he manifest himself now? Asked the savage. Well, he manifests himself as an absence, as though he weren't there at all. That's your fault. Call it the fault of civilization. God isn't compatible with machinery and scientific medicine and universal happiness. You must make your choice. Our civilization has chosen machinery and medicine and happiness. That's why I have to keep these books locked up in the safe. They're smut. People would be shocked if, the savage interrupted him. But isn't it natural to feel there's a God? You might as well ask if it's natural to do up one's trousers with slippers, said the controller sarcastically. You remind me of another one of those old fellows called Bradley. He defined philosophy as the finding of bad reason for what one believes by instinct, as if one believes anything by instinct. One believes things because one has been conditioned to believe them. Finding bad reason for what one believes for another bad reason, that's philosophy. People believe in God because they've been conditioned to believe in God. But all the same, insisted the savage, is it natural to believe in God when you're alone, quite alone, in the night, thinking about death? But people never are alone now, said Mustafa Maud. We make them hate solitude. We arrange their life so it's almost impossible for them ever to have it. The savage nodded grimly. The malpits he had suffered because they had shut him out from the communal activities of the Pueblo. In civilized London, he was suffering because he could never escape from those communal activities, never be quietly alone. But you remember that bit of King Lear, said the savage at least. The gods are just, and our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where he got cost him his eyes, said Edmund answered. You remember, he's wounded, he's dying. Thou hast spoken right, 'tis true. The will has come full circle. I am here. What about that now? Doesn't there seem to be a God managing things, punishing, rewarding? Well, does there? Questioned the controller. In his turn, you can indulge in any number of pleasant vices with a free martin, and run no risk of having your eyes put out by your son's mistress. The will has come full circle. I am here. But where would Edmund be nowadays? Sitting in a pneumonic chair, with his arm around a girl's waist, sucking away at his sex hormone chewing gum, and looking at his feelies? The goods are just, no doubt, but their code of law is, dictated in the last resort by the people who organize society. Providence takes its cue from men. Are you sure, asked the savage, are you quite sure that the Edmund in his pneumonic chair hasn't been just as heavily punished as the Edmund who's wounded and bleeding to death? The gods are just. Haven't they used his pleasant vices as an instrument to degrade him? Degrade him from what position? As a happy, hard-working, good, consuming citizen, he's perfect. Of course, if you choose some other standard than ours, then perhaps you might say that he was degraded. But you got to stick to one set of postulates. He can't play electromagnetic golf accordingly to the rules of centrifugal bubble puppy. But value dwells not in the particular well, said the savage. It holds his esteem and dignity as well, wherein 'tis precious in itself in the prizer. Come, protested Mustafa Maud. That's going rather far, isn't it?